My mom neglected me and ditched me for her new family, so I decided to ditch her as well. For context, my 19M mom had me when she was just 17, and my dad was 19 at the time. My dad has been in prison for the majority of my life due to non-violent substance charges. When I was 10, my mom got married to my stepdad. Just to clarify, my mom and dad were never married, they dated each other and eventually hooked up, resulting in me. My problems with my mom started when she got pregnant with my sister. After having my sister, she became pregnant again and had my brother. At that point, I felt like a ghost, as she hardly paid any attention to me. I experienced emotional neglect and felt unwanted in her life. It seemed like I didn't matter anymore. As I grew up, I continued to try to engage with her, but she was always busy. During family activities with my brother and sister, I consistently felt excluded. It was always my stepdad, mom, and my siblings, except for me. I felt like I wasn't part of the family. This led me to the conclusion that my mom either hates me or dislikes me. As I mentioned before, I have two younger siblings aged 4 and 9. One day, my mom comes into my room, she's all dressed up and racing around. I ask if she's going somewhere, but she tells me no, so I go back to playing on my computer. No later than 15 minutes later, I hear the garage door start going up, so I race downstairs and sure enough, my mom, stepdad, and both my siblings are all dressed up and in the truck, and I'm standing outside, feeling really uncomfortable. The look she gave me as she jumped into the truck made me feel like I was interrupting her or something. There weren't any apologies or anything, just a look of absolute disgust. I don't cry very easily, but something about the entire thing really got to me, and I went back inside and cried a bit, but then got over it because it wasn't the first time that's happened. She texts me 10 minutes later, telling me they're just going to the park. I don't respond because I would have just worked myself up again. Fast forward, they get home. I was eating dinner, and my 9-year-old sister rushed in after my mom, super excited to tell me about everything they had done. They hadn't gone to the park. My mom had lied to me, saying they went to the park when they'd actually gone to the arcade. They also went to get milkshakes and went shopping. I was visibly crushed by it, and my little sister noticed I had gotten upset. I could tell my mom was about to start making excuses and making the circumstances my fault, so to keep my little sister and brother from seeing that, I excused myself to my room quietly. I can't describe how much pain I felt at that moment. I've been trying so hard to be a good son despite the selfishness of my mother, and her chaotically selfish ways have affected me. But once I realized that this isn't normal, I started questioning our relationship. The relationship we once had, I didn't see any safe way out without ending up on the streets absolutely broke, so I joined the army. It was spur of the moment, and she still doesn't know. I can handle it, and it's the first decision I've actually made on my own. I cannot tell you how excited I'm for basic training soon. Edit. I would like people to know that I don't hate my brother and sister. I like my brother and sister, and they also like me. I have good memories of spending time with them. At this point, they're the only things that I consider family, and I hope they understand why I moved away. I hope that when I come back from the army, they will still see me as their big brother. Update 1. Not much has happened, I've been busy moving my stuff out. You guys told me not to say anything to her about me leaving, but I find it really hard to do because my sister is outspoken. Everything she hears and sees, she tells. So, I decided to tell my sister I'll be leaving for a job that I was offered, and I'll tell my mom the same thing if she asks. My mom didn't see me moving my stuff out, but she did notice some of my things missing and asked about them, so I told her I sold some of my things to make some quick cash. Just in case y'all were wondering where I left my stuff, I asked a friend if I could leave my stuff at her house, and she said yes. Some of you also asked why the Army, and not the Navy or Marines or Air Force. Well, my friend who let me leave my things at her house has a grandpa who was in the Army, and he convinced me to join, but if things don't work out for myself in the Army, I'm going to join one of the other 3. Update 2. Today, my biological dad called me and said that he got out of prison 2 weeks ago. He's living in his parents' house. My grandparents, when they passed away, left their house to my dad. So, I went to see him. We had a good conversation. He apologized for not being there for me. I told him that if he's truly sorry for not being there for me, he should make up for it by being there for me now. He told me he was going to try his best to be there for me and that he got a job in construction. I told him I was going to the Army, and he broke down in tears, telling me he was proud of me. I couldn't help but cry as well, and we sat there crying for a while. I told him that because he hasn't been there all my life, I'm not going to call him dad just because he's my biological dad. I'm going to call him by his name, and if he wants me to call him dad, he has to earn it, and he told me that's fine. I plan on going back tomorrow and being there for a while with him. Of course, it's going to be after he gets out of work. Update 3. Hello everyone, this is going to be my last post for a while. I'm currently here in my biological father's house, and I'm ready to leave any minute now. My mom doesn't know I'm leaving for the Army. The only thing she knows is that I moved out of her house and am staying with my biological father. I left a note telling her everything about how she has treated me, except for the fact that I'm going to the Army. I'm going to call an Uber to take me to the station where I'm going to get picked up by a bus and then taken to the Army. Also, I would like people to know that I forgave my bio dad for not being there for me, but I also told him that just because I forgave him doesn't mean I'm going to call him dad. He has to earn it. So I started calling him by his first name, Matthew. Yes, that's his real name. I could see it in his eyes when I called him by his first name that he was hurt by it, but he accepted the fact that he wasn't there for me growing up. And these are the consequences, but I also told him I'd give him an opportunity to redeem himself, so let's see if he really is sorry and regrets not being there for me. I don't know if my mom has seen the letter yet because I'm not there to see her reaction, but I did talk to my sister, who's 10 years old, about me moving out because I got a job. She was sad but said, "Are you going to come and visit us?" I told her yes, when I had the time. She was 9 before, but she's now 10. This past weekend was her birthday. My little brother is still too young to understand these things, so I didn't tell him anything. He's only 4 after all. Update 4. Hello everyone, it's been a while since I posted, sorry for not updating you guys sooner. Well, I did go to the army, and everything worked out well. But I will say those 10 weeks were absolutely brutal. It was hell. I couldn't even smile because the drill sergeant would get in my face. Anyway, back to the update. I gave my previous phone to my bio dad to give to my bio mom so she could cancel the phone service. I decided to get a new phone whenever I get the time to buy a new one. I'm doing well, and I haven't heard anything from my bio mom. So it's probably safe to assume that she doesn't care at all. Oh well. I did make new friends here, as some of you told me, and it's been good. I also got my own place, and I have a date tomorrow. She's someone I met in the park the other day. She's a freshman in college trying to get her degree in teaching. Nothing serious right now, we're just going out as friends, trying to get to know each other. I know some of you asked for my address and what state I live in, expressing the desire to come cheer for me, but I didn't really feel comfortable giving you guys my location. Not because you guys are strangers, which you are, but because you guys already have your own personal lives to live. I didn't want to bother you guys with anything else anymore. You guys have been a big help just by showing love and support and giving me confidence.